probably wondering where I was. I think it's like 4 minutes after 10, 5 minutes after 10, and I'm always on time. But guess where I was? I was practicing my talk. I had no idea that time flew by. So please forgive me for that. I wanted to go through and make sure that it was all good for you. So with great joy and love in my heart, I'm going to invite you to close your eyes and go within so we can pray us in, because this is what we love to do at CSL Carlsbad. So know that there's only one life, and that life is God, and that life is beautiful, and that life is divine, and that life is perfect, and that life is my life right here and right now. I know that I am one with the life of God. I know that I am that creative expression of wholeness and beauty and love and light. And as I know this is my perfect truth, I know this is the perfect truth for each and every person who is on this Facebook Live call. I know each and every person is that essence of wholeness, that essence of love, the essence of the divine, the creative expression of spirit. And when I know right here and right now that each person opens up their heart, their mind, their soul to listen to that message that is sent here, especially for you, to enhance your life, to move you forward, to give you good in your life, to see the beauty that is all around you right here and right now. Even though we are in COVID-19, we know our civilization is changing and rearranging, and our lives are only here to get better and better and better. And how beautiful this is that we can see this through that light of spirit, through that light of wholeness. And I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for each and every person who is here at Facebook Live on this call right now. And so it is. So, good morning, everyone. Oh my God, CSL Carlsbad, I miss you. See, I have my pretty new dress on today, and you can't even see it. That's okay. I have comfortable shoes on, my flat shoes on. But we are here today to really celebrate God and celebrate God as our life, and how beautiful that we can still do this together on Facebook Live. And I know we want to come together as one in the physical form. We're not going to do that quite yet, because we want to make sure that you're safe, because you're really the most important people here. A lot of our congregants are older, and we want you to feel comfortable. We want everyone to feel comfortable. In due time, we will be together again, and we'll be expressing the love of God as one. But in the meantime, we're here on Facebook Live, and it's all good. And we're not going to dump you when we go back into the church. No. We're keeping Facebook Live. We really have fallen in love with our Facebook Live following. And so we're all in this together, and how beautiful that is. So how is your COVID-19 going? You know, we're kind of getting to the end here. We know that life is going to be a little bit different in the future, because all of civilization is changing and our life is changing. But it's important that we can still take this time right now to go deep within, and to listen to that divine spirit that resides within our heart, our mind, and our soul. And I'm going to try to encourage you today to really get a regular spiritual practice going. Yeah. Sit in a sacred space every single day, yes, and read words from Dr. Ernest Holmes, and give a little gratitude for the people in your life and for yourself too. And then go into meditation. Just sit quiet for 10 or 15 minutes and just eventually build yourself up, because there's so many benefits from meditation. Oh my God. It keeps you connected to all of life. It's a beautiful thing, but you want to be persistent, and you want to be consistent in your practice. And then the residual effect is like, I should have been doing this a long time ago. Or the residual effect is, okay, I need more of this in my life. Really, you start to crave it. It's a little bit like an addiction, but it's a good addiction, right? Okay. So what I love about meditation, it gives you a sense of a peace and harmony and balance in your life. And you want to be that peace in the world right now, especially right now. We want to be that consciousness of peace and balance and harmony. I spoke with my girlfriend in Minnesota, and she's kind of my meditation partner, and she told me, which I don't watch the news, you all know that, right? She told me about the terrible incident with the African-American man that was killed by the police, and I just felt so much compassion for him and his family, and for the police officers that were all involved. But she said this has become a disaster. It's become a ricochet effect, and a lot of burning of buildings and riots, and just many things that are happening in the world, because people are living in the world unconscious. They're forgetting that we're all one. It's one race, one human race. There is no difference between you and me. that we are all connected. And when you hurt your brothers and sisters, you hurt everybody in the world. So what can we do during this time? We can just really hold this space of peace and harmony and balance and love. And we can't really hold that unless it's within us, right? If we're going to get angry and start lashing out at people, then we don't have that harmony and that peace that is already within us. You can't give what you don't have, right? Can't give what you don't have. So, yeah, practice every day. And one thing about meditation, there's a sense of calmness, that your life becomes actively calm and calmly active. Yeah. So instead of reacting and getting your buttons pushed by the world of effects, you end up responding from a place of heart-centeredness. And that's a beautiful thing. You can say, wow, I used to really go off at that or react to that, or my button was pushed, and now I'm just like, okay, I'm just responding and just sending love and peace in that direction. And maybe you're sending love to yourself and peace around yourself because you're doing something different. This is what happens in meditation. You start to do something different. I know one thing that has been happening to me recently that I'll share with you, because I've been meditating so much. I meditate twice a day, and once in the morning, so I wake up and get myself ready for life, get myself God ordained inside, and before I go to bed at night. And it just gives me a more peaceful sleep. But what's happening when you meditate, all your bad habits start to fall away. Yeah, just one at a time, they'll fall away, because you realize there's an awareness that you're out of integrity. You know, you're not being in integrity with who you want to be in your life as a spiritual being. And so the bad habit that I'm working on right now, I'll share with you, is, all right, I've been addicted to Diet Coke for 40 years. I know, it's terrible. It's like putting poison in your body. I've been addicted to Diet Coke for 40 years. And I've got off it and got on it and got off it and got on it, and I've used different techniques. I think one time I did a talk at Seaside, I used the Me Mommy technique. You have 5 seconds, 5-second rule to say no, 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 no Diet Coke. I did that for a while, and then my mind connived me into another Diet Coke. So I thought, well, what is it about Diet Coke that keeps me going back? And I know that when I wake up early and I go to LA, I don't eat, and I go to LA, and I have to go to Home Depot, and then I see the Diet Coke machine, and it pulls me towards it. Oh, I need the energy. So now I reframe that. So when I see the red and I see the white emblem, this is what I think. Today, I honor my body temple. Today, I practice self-love. Yes, today. I'm not thinking about tomorrow or next year. Right here and right now, I honor my body temple. And it's like one day at a time, like any addict, you have to just be in that moment and say, today I honor myself. So I have a little board in my cupboard, and I have all the dates on there. Like I have a calendar that I made, and I get a heart sticker. Yes, I get a heart sticker every day if I don't drink a Diet Coke. And I'm on day 27, but I'm not bragging, because until I get through a whole year, I know I've quit. So, because I've gone a month and then I get back on it. So my will this time is bigger than my want for a Diet Coke. And why would I pollute my body anyways? Why would I put poison in my body when I love myself, right? That's the question I ask myself. Why would I even do that? So here I am. We're all growing. We're all expanding. We're all changing. And this is the time to do it while we're in COVID-19. So another benefit of meditating is that you really live a God-governed life. Like you're in the world, but you're not of the world, right? And so the world doesn't dictate who you are. You don't live by F-E-A-R, fear, false evidence appear real. You're living by a sense of God ordained, and you're sustained by God. And you live feeling harmonized. So you're living from the overflow of the divine. And this is what I love about my meditation practice, yeah. And this is the most, this is really the best. The best benefit of meditation is your intuition. Aha. Yes, your intuition speaks to you so clearly. You know, it's like a divine knowing that just comes through you. You don't know what's going to hit, but you know it's going to hit. So that's what I love about meditation, is that you just all of a sudden receive the idea. You just know like you know like you know. And it's just a beautiful thing, but You have to put your time into it, and you have to put your energy into it, but it's so worth it. But you know what? The thing is, we all can tap into an intuition. I mean, everyone has this inner wisdom that is just unlimited and it's pure potential. At any time, you can tap into this inner wisdom that lives within you, that's always guiding you and directing you and putting you on the right path. But it's all about the question you ask yourself. Did you know that? Yeah, how powerful the question is. Now, you can say, well, why is COVID-19? And why is this happening to me? And why did I lose my job? And why am I not good enough? And why doesn't he like me? And then your mind is like a dog, right? It's like you throw it a bone, it will go chase the bone and bring it back to you. And it will give you the answer that you don't want to hear. It's going to say, well, because you're too fat. Well, you're ugly. Well, you're not good enough. Well, you can't get it right. So, and what happens is that you have this negative self-talk in your mind because you're asking the wrong questions. That's the only reason why you have it. And then you're watching the fear-based TV, and then your body becomes chemicalized with negativity, right? And so as within, so without, as above, so below. So what's going on in your life is a mirror of what's going on inside your body, what's going on inside your heart, your mind, your soul. Okay, so I had a girlfriend, and her boyfriend broke up with her, and she was just devastated. I can't live without him. So I was like, okay, what's the best thing about him breaking up with you? Like, what's the greatest thing that happened because he broke up with you? And she sat and, really listened to herself, deeply listened. She said, you know what? There are some things about him that if I stayed with him, my life would be a certain way. And I want my life to go this way, not that way. So now I have an opportunity to create a new life with a different person and really get what I want out of life. She wants to travel more, and there's so many things that she wants to experience. She wants someone who's spiritually tapped in. There's so many things that she wants, and because of this breakup, this is going to happen for her. So it was the empowering question, not like, why did he do it to me? Well, because you're fat and ugly, that's why he did it to you. And then it chemicalizes in your body, and it creates more men in your life that don't love you and appreciate you. And, it's like a snowball effect. So, but the good thing is, we want to ask ourselves, what is the best thing about COVID-19? How is this enhancing my life? What are the great things that are coming out of COVID-19? And the more you focus on the greatness of COVID-19 and have this time to deeply listening to yourself, to that divine within, to your God within, the more greatness, the more beauty, and the more love and the joy happens in your life. So, I'm going to take you through a process. I want you to go get a piece of paper and a pencil, because we're going to go through a process of blessing everything in your life around COVID-19. But before we do that, I want to talk about a little self-care technique that you'll really like, because it's super simple. I put my glasses on for this. So I found this in this book called Neuro Wisdom. It's really good. Neuro Wisdom claims that taking 2 30-second breaks in 1 hour supports your health. Stretching eliminates any physical tension, and yawning, yes, yawning, helps the brain become more focused and alert. 8-time Olympic medalist speed skater Opola Ono is notorious for yawning. Expert says yawning may provide a competitive advantage as it stimulates the precuneus, the structure in the brain that affects the consciousness and attentional focus. It clears away fogginess of sleep. It increases cerebral blood flow, which enhances mental efficiency and quickly brings you into a heightened state of cognitive awareness. Yawning appears to be the fastest way to lose mental stress and anxiety, helping you to sleep better at night. So make sure you yawn before you go to bed. So here are 10 reasons why to yawn. It stimulates alertness and concentration. Optimizes brain activity and metabolism. Improves cognitive function. Increases memory recall, so if you can't remember something, just yawn. Enhances consciousness and introspection. It lowers stress. It relaxes your upper body. It fine-tunes a sense of time. Increases empathy of social awareness, good right now, and enhances pleasure and sensuality. Matter of fact, it kind of cracks me up because when I was working with the Rockettes. Everyone would tease me before we would go on stage. I had no idea. I was the big yawner. I would go, ooh. I mean, it was big and it's loud, and it made everyone laugh, and I have no idea until now that it was really helping me to just focus. So when people say to you, well, you're yawning, am I boring you? I'm like, no, it's just refocusing my mind, that's all. So here we have 4 areas of your life. Do you have your pencil and paper? I have mine right here. Here we go. We are going to focus on health and vitality is number 1, money and career, number 2, love and relationships, number 3, and creative expression, number 4. Okay, here we go. We're going to put it all together. The yawning and asking the question and your area of life. So health and vitality. So what we want to do is we're going to ask our mind for a deepest inner value word around health and vitality. What is my deepest inner value word around health and vitality? You don't have to think about it because you're going to throw the bone and your mind is going to retrieve it back to you like in a second. It'll just pop into your mind. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to stretch, and then we're going to do a big yawn. I'm going to tell you the process now, and then we'll do it together. And then you're going to say, during COVID-19, what is my deepest inner value word around health and vitality? And then as you ask that question, you're throwing the bone, your mind's going to pop a word into your head, the first word that comes to your head, and then you're going to write it down, okay? And we're going to see how this pertains to your life. Either this is your action step, right? Okay, here we go. Stretch. Yawn. During COVID-19, what is my deepest inner value word around health and vitality? Okay, I got my word. Write it down. Write your word down. Okay, I wrote it down. Did you write your word down? Okay, now this is your action. This is your action step. Now my word is agility. Yes, it's important for me to feel agile. And how does that relate to COVID-19? Well, during COVID-19, I can't go to hot yoga like I want to go. So I'm walking, I'm hiking, I'm running, going to the beach and walking, and I bought an e-bike. Yes, and I'm having so much fun on my e-bike. Last week I went with a friend to Coronado Island and rode around my e-bike. So this is how I'm supporting my life. You know, I stretch, I watch stretching on TV. I have a girlfriend that taught a dance class on Friday. I haven't taken a dance class in years. So I took it to support her. So how is agility showing up in my life? And that's my deeper inner value word. That's what I really, really need. How am I supporting my life? So if I'm not supporting my life with my deeper inner value word, like you have a word, you find you're not supporting yourself, ask yourself, that's another question. Yawn, stretch, how can I support myself during this time? And you will get the answer, okay? So let's go on to our next one. We are at money and career. We're going to yawn, stretch. I'll ask the question. We're throwing the bone, and you're going to get the answer. Okay, here we go. Stretch. Yawn. During COVID-19, what is the deepest inner value word for me around money and career? And deeply listen. All right, I got mine. You got yours? Okay, write it down on your piece of paper. Okay, mine is freedom. Freedom's a big, deeper inner value word for me anyways. Mine's freedom. So right now, how is that relating to my COVID-19? Right now, during COVID-19, I'm looking at new ways to invest money to support myself. So that's a big one. And during my career, I'm also working on my doctorate right now. So those are two big things that are happening around COVID-19. These are blessings during COVID-19 that I can take the time to do homework on other investments and take the time to work on my doctorate program. So what in your life can you do, or are you doing right now to enhance your life in the money and career department? Through that deepest inner value word, because your mind is going to tell you what you need. Here we go. Next one, love and relationships. We're going to stretch, yawn, ask the question, and fetch the answer. Here we go. And stretch, ooh, yawn, ooh. During COVID-19, what is the deepest inner value word around love and money? Okay, I got mine. Do you have yours? Okay, so mine is harmonious communication. Oh, love and relationship. Mine is harmonious communication. So write yours down. Harmonious communication. Yes. Yeah, I don't know about you, but my way of communicating has changed during COVID-19. It is just amazing. I am on so many Zoom calls. I am actually giving spiritual classes via Zoom, and I'm taking spiritual classes via Zoom, and I'm involved in a global community being of service via Zoom, and I'm getting together with friends via Zoom, and I'm meditating via Zoom, and working out via Zoom. Everything is via Zoom right now. I'm like the Zoom girl. But it has connected me to people. I have this harmonious communication, and I live alone, so I need a little bit of Zoom time every single day to balance my life. I have my meditation time, and I got my people time. It's just a great harmonious balance. And this is the beauty of COVID-19. We have different ways of learning how to communicate in the world. So we have to look at this as a blessing. And so my life is changing rapidly because of this. And once we open it up, it will change again. But it's just amazing how many gifts are being brought into my life because of the COVID-19 through love and relationships. Okay, last one. Are you ready? Creative expression. Creative expression. We're going to stretch, yawn, and what is the best thing about COVID-19 and my life around creative expression? And then we're going to listen to the answer. Here we go. And stretch. And yawn. Yeah, that's a good Lord yawn. Now, ask yourself the question, what is the best thing about COVID-19 in my life around creative expression? Okay, well, I love creativity, but right now is definitely creative communication. That's the best thing in my life around COVID-19 in my life with creative expression. If you know me, all right, you know that I've been with Big Brother, Big Sister program for 27 years. And I have an active little right now in Camp Pendleton, and she's 9 years old. And we meet every single Tuesday at 3 o'clock at her school. But ever since COVID-19, we're not meeting anymore. But we are meeting in person. We're meeting on Zoom. 1 week we meet on Zoom with all the bigs and littles from that school. And the next week we meet on Google Duo, another video app, her and we play games. So the fun thing about meeting on Zoom with all the other bigs and littles, we've been playing these creative games like Pictionary and Scavenger Hunt and Dress Up and Show and Tell. And this week it's her job to show us how to make something, and she's going to show us how to make scrambled eggs. And she told me last week when I was talking to her on the phone that she puts maple syrup on her scrambled eggs. So these scrambled eggs should be quite interesting. And then every other week we get on Google Duo, and I send her these little gifts in the mail. I mean, just simple, like bingo cards that I print off the internet. So I have a bingo app, and we press the ball, and B52 or I61. And last week she kicked my butt. She won 2 times, and she was so happy. And we play hangman, and we play tic-tac-toe, and we just have a good time being creative in our communication. And my other little, who's 32 right now, she's pregnant, and she has a 3-year-old. They're coming out to visit me, and we're going to go to Legoland if we can. It's open, but if not, we'll go to the beach. But we communicate via Marco Polo. Remember that game, Marco Polo? Marco Polo. Yeah, so she'll send me a video, Marco, and I'll polo a video back to her. So that's another creative communication that's been going on in my life. So, I mean, and I know you have ways that you have been blessed with whatever your inner value word is. So if you're not in action with that inner value word, what you want to do is you want to create action around that. And if you don't know what action to create, ask the question, yawn, stretch, what can I create around my inner value word for creative communication during COVID-19? And when you throw that bone, boom, you're going to get the answer. It'll pop in right there. So take advantage of that. So you want to think up, what if life is great? What if it all goes right? You want to continue to think up during this time to support yourself. Okay, so I went onto that coronavirus.org, my favorite website. I know I've told you about this because I did a whole 19 videos in 19 days. They had this video. It's called the Couch Choir, and I put it on CSL Carlsbad. It's also on my webpage, and I mailed it to you if you get my MailChimp. And it's called the Couch Choir, and what they did is they sent out instrumentals for David Bowie's song called Heroes to 6,000 people, and they all sent back their version of singing the Hero song. One guy was even singing in the shower, and someone cut a video and put it on Zoom. And it was so cute. One guy was singing in the shower. There's little girls and older people and younger people all over the world. And they're doing this to support our frontline workers, to support the nurses and the doctors and the first-time responders. It was truly a creative expression of communication, really. There's a couple other, I'm thinking, yeah, that kind of goes in with my inner value word. Another creative expression of communication is Juilliard Arts Academy, and this is on my Facebook page. They got onto Zoom and they played the music Bolero. You know that song? Da, 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 da. All right, so I'm not a singer, but I danced to it when I was a dancer. And they had pianists, and they had the flutist, and they had the drummer, and then all the dancers were dancing. So all these little boxes, you'd see either a musician or a dancer, and it was so creative and so amazing. And the other creative communication that I loved on this website was they have a show from the UK called The Good News. And there was a little girl on the Good News Today show. She wanted to go see Hamlet, the Broadway musical, but because of COVID-19, she couldn't. So the people on the Good News brought the whole cast of characters from the Hamlet Broadway show, and they did a song that was so great. So you really have to go to the end of the video to see that song. But Good News Station, Hamlet, and this little girl's like this. The whole time, her mouth is covered and her eyes are so big because she can't believe what's happening to her. Such a beautiful gift for her, and it was also a beautiful gift for the world and for us to watch that. So, in closing, you've got a lot of great things happening in your life, remember. I want to read to you a poem that a father wrote to his son. It's actually a bedtime story, and I found that on the coronavirus.org. It's called Hindsight 2020. Tell me the story about the virus again, Daddy. Then I will go to bed. Snuggle down, my boy, though I know you know full well. The story starts before then in a world that I once dwelled. It was a world of waste and wonder, of poverty and plenty, back before we understood why Hindsight 2020. You see, the people came up with companies to trade across the lands, but they swelled and got much bigger than we ever could have planned. We always had our wants, but now it got so quick. You can have anything you dreamed of in a day and with a click. We noticed families stopped talking, not to say they never spoke, but the meaning must have melted. The work-life balance broke. And the children's eyes were square, and every toddler had a phone. They filtered out imperfection, but amidst the noise, they felt alone. And every day the skies grew thicker until you could not see the stars. So we flew in planes to find them, while down below we filled our cars. We drive around all day in circles. We've forgotten how to run. We swapped the grass for tarmac and shrunk the grass until there's none. While we drank and smoked and gambled, our leaders told us why. It's best not to upset the lobbies, more convenient to die. But then in 2020, a new virus came our way. The government reacted and told us to hide away. But while we were all hidden, amidst the fear, and all while the people dusted off their instincts. They remembered how to smile, and they started clapping to say thank you and calling up their mums. And while the car keys gathered dust, they looked forward to their runs. With the skies less full of voyage, the earth began to breathe. The beaches bore new wildlife that scuttled off to seas. Some people started dancing, some were singing, some were baking. We've grown so used to bad news, but some good news was in the making. So when we found the cure and we are allowed to go inside, we all preferred the world we found than the one we left behind. And who knows, if you dream hard enough, some of them will come true. We now call it the Great Realization, and yes, since then, there are many. But that is the sort of how it started and why hindsight is 2020. Wow, there's so many beautiful gifts in the world today during this COVID-19. So don't forget to really focus on the gifts. Focus what's good. Focus how your life is moving forward in a better way. Send joy, send love, send peace, send harmony to the world right now, because the world needs our consciousness, right? If you are here on this talk, you have a beautiful consciousness. The world needs our love, it needs our light. And so I'm going to invite you to go within and just to recognize this light that lives within, that so shines so brightly from the inside out. That essence of love and beauty and peace and harmony, knowing that there is a divine wisdom within each and every person here, that wisdom that guides and directs and maintains and sustains each and every person's life. Knowing there is beauty in this COVID-19, there is beauty in our quarantine, knowing that each person is changing and growing, becoming more attuned with their God self, loving themselves, loving the world, giving their gifts, giving their talents, seeing the beauty that is all around them and how beautiful it is. For when we come out of this, we're going to see a whole new world that we love. And civilization is changing for the better, and how beautiful it is that we keep this consciousness of wholeness and in unity, and we spread this unity throughout the whole world. And I'm grateful for this time together as I release my word into the law, knowing that it is beautiful, it is done, and it is good. It is right here and right now, and so it is. What can I say? I love you. Be good, stay safe, keep positive. All right. Blessings to you all. We'll see you soon.